There's a lack of civic engagement in the United States for a number of reasons. There's an organization in the U.S. called the National Coalition on Citizenship, NCOC. And they use census data and other data collected on an annual basis to learn how healthy our nation is in our civics, in our public participation. Florida, where my home state, the University of Central Florida, is ranked 44th out of the 50 states in the nation in our civic health. And in the case of Florida, we have low civic health for a number of reasons, including, I think most importantly, that we have a population that's very transitory. We have very few people who come from Florida, and so they have very little sense of place in Florida. They don't relate to place in Florida. Elsewhere around the United States, we often consider the country and the citizens as playing a spectator sport. They're not engaged in the democracy for a number of reasons. First among those would be trust, the lack of trust that the citizenry have in government and the lack of trust the citizenry have in each other. And without trusting each other, without trusting government, there's very little incentive for working together and very little incentive for working with the state to address the complex issues we face in our communities. The government is an important actor in encouraging civic engagement. The first thing that government can do, most importantly, is to be strategic about designing public participation processes. The worst thing government can do is to conduct public participation processes without clearly establishing expectations for citizens, without clearly setting objectives for citizens and what they can accomplish through their participation. If they do otherwise, they'll fall into a trap of what I call a democracy bubble. They'll create a public participation process leading citizens to feel like they can make a difference if they participate, only to find that they probably cannot make the kind of difference they think. Thus, the bubble can burst and they'll lose trust rather than increase trust. So the most important thing government can do is to be strategic, to experiment with new ideas and engaging citizens, to use new technologies to engage citizens, but to do so again with clear strategy, with a clear objective, and an open communication with the citizenry.